Hi, welcome back to the Spring Boot tutorial. In this video, we're going to discuss about the @valid annotation with an example. So let's begin. So what is @valid annotation? So @valid annotation itself has nothing to do with Spring Framework because it's not a part of the Spring Framework. It is a part of the Bean validation specification. But @valid annotation is a very old annotation and it derives all the way from JSR 303. So then what is the purpose of @valid annotation? Why we use @valid annotation in Spring? So basically it checks if the data that we're passing to the controller method is valid or not. Okay, basically it checks if the data is valid or not. Let's say we are passing the customer object to the database, and while sending to the database we need to check the few fields inside the customer object. In order to validate the bean, in order to validate the fields, we are going to use @valid annotation. So @valid annotation, it will validate the data. If the data is valid, then it will not do anything. If the data is not valid, then it is going to throw an error. So that's the purpose of @valid annotation. So let's understand this with an example. I have already created a Spring Boot project @valid annotation, and if I open the pom.xml, I have added the starter web dependency, the DevTools dependency, and the most importantly, I have added the starter validation dependency. So you need to add this dependency in order to use the @valid annotation, or if you want to validate something in the model class or in the entity class. Okay, so make sure to add this dependency inside the pom.xml. And now inside the source main Java, I have created a controller package and the entity package. So let's create an entity. I'm going to call this customer, and the customer has two fields: private string name, private string location. Okay, for the sake of this tutorial, these two fields are enough. Let's go ahead and generate the setters and getters. So in order to validate the fields, we can use different annotations. The one is not null, so which means that the user should pass something to this field. Okay, user has to pass a data to this name field. Okay, so that is what not null annotation. So I will add the not null annotation to the location as well, not null annotation. So there are so many annotations are available inside this validation dependency. We will talk more about that in the next video, but as of now this video is more concentrated on the @valid annotation. So let's simply add the @not null annotation to these two fields. Let's import this. You can see that we have imported from the javax.validation.constraints package. Okay, so now let's save this, and inside the controller package I'm going to create a controller. I'm going to call this customer controller. I'm going to annotate this class with a @rest controller, and inside this I'm going to create a method public string test, and we need to add the post mapping, and I will add the URI, which is /test. So inside this method, let's say we need to access the request body. So request body, and we need to access the request body of the customer object or the customer entity. Okay, so inside this we have to validate this customer field. Before we bind the JSON data to this customer object, we have to validate whether the user is passing the name or the location. So in order to validate that, we will use just before this @request body annotation, or just before this the object, the entity name, we are going to use @valid annotation. So let's import this. So we have imported the @valid annotation as well as the request body annotation. So now let's simply return success. Okay, so now let's save this, and if I go to the main class, and when I click on this run button, we can test our work. Okay, so in order to test, I will open the Postman, because inside the browser we cannot pass the data, we cannot pass the body. Alright, the application is started. I'll open a new tab, and let's pass the URL, which is localhost:8080/test. I will change this to post, and I'll choose body, and I'll set this to raw, and I'll select the JSON. Okay, first let's actually pass the valid data. Name, which is Bhushan. Location, which is India. Okay, now when I click on this send, we do get the response success, which is perfect. Okay, but now let's remove one of these values, like let's pass only the name, and when I click on this send, we do get an error message, which is a bad request. The status is 400. Okay, you can see the validation failed. Okay, which is the error. You can see the default message. If you scroll down, you can see the default message must not be null. Okay, which means the location, you can see the field location must not be null. Okay, you can customize this message as well. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to the entity class and you can annotate this with, you can pass a message attribute, message location should not be null. Okay, so now let's save this. Now let's go to the postman, and now let's click on this send, and if you scroll down, you can see the default message, the location should not be null. So this way you can customize the default messages, but right now this is not a useful error message, because like when the error happens, when the validation fails, it is throwing this entire object. Okay, so we cannot, the user cannot track what is happening in this. Okay, we can customize this with user friendly messages using this default message, and how to do that and how to validate the other fields and what are all the different annotations the validation package provides, that we can see in the next video. So this video is all about the at-valid annotation, and we have learned how we can use the at-valid annotation in Spring Framework and how to validate the bean classes. So that's all about this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.